big welcome to you, Gemini. The sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in your sign. Two air signs together. I saw it yesterday. I was at home in the Black Forest. Beautiful day, open sky, cold, right? When the sky's open, it is more cold. And just to give you a quick idea about where the sun is or what this exterior feeling is about, right? We are going out, right? We're looking up to the sun. It's the ego, it's the exterior, right? So the star up in the sky, we're looking up to the star. We're seeing here this magic sparkle, right, up in the sky. And of course they painted 8 stars, 7 small and 1 big one. Also to the card, the number 17, 1 and 7, right? The 7 chakras and the 1 earth star, right? Also explained here. Then in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets, right? Or even signs, right? Including the sun, the Venus, the Mercury, Saturn, Moon, and of course in itself then the star itself, right, which is not connected to a planet, right, but even the sun is a big star, right? So here again the hexagram as that understanding, as above so below, right, as to the right so to the left, up and down, right and left, inhale, exhale, connecting to the subconscious pool of all people. We collecting and we giving back. We're taking and we're giving back. It's this never-ending story of I give myself light so I can give other ones the light. Very beautifully shown here in like how she's holding the light up to herself. 1 second. Woo, 3 times. It's so funny. I was already sneezing in the German reading. 3 times. All of a sudden, it just appeared. Funny enough, they had the world card, and the world card is the number 21, and 21 is 3, and 3 times I was sneezing. Here the star in itself, beautiful, right? Just this hopeful energy that we're looking up to, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on earth, always this connection between 2 energies, opposite energies, water and earth, gives hope, gives again food for the next generation, right? So this is the star card. Now I want to show you my yoga position to the star card. I of course did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars up in the sky, the 5 senses, and then 3 stars falling down and getting more and more the shape of the humans. We are all stars, right? We're all coming from the stardust, right? With David Bowie, right? Stardust is very important. It was a big thing, the star, for him. And of course the position is the star position. It's the side plank with lifting 1 foot up, right? You have to be quite flexible. You have to be open to do this position. So here we're falling down and we're becoming more and more like a human shape in this infinite, right, cycle of consciousness. I don't have a hexagram yet in here. I don't know where to put it, but here I did another one where the elements of the universe is coming down, the star is coming down. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars up here, and the 8th star is you within the hexagram, the blue pointing down, and then the earthy, the pink, the red from the mountains pointing up, the water itself feeding from the sky down, the waterfall making a lake down here, right? Shining the 8th star, 8 rays shining out of our head, becoming ourselves the star here on earth in between these two elements, right? So I have these two cards. I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to use. So that's to the sun in Aquarius. Now, of course, you have one of the most beautiful cards here in the deck, right? We have Andromeda and Perseus saving her from being chained to the rock, to the earth, to the fertility, to the dark. Again, the sexual ritual, the snake, right? The sea serpent, the kundalini, the sexual act. She wants to free herself, but nevertheless, we think it's another person, but in itself, it's one and the same person. These two are here. He is the conscious, the subconscious, the higher conscious. He looks at her. She looks up to him. He's connected to the energy of sexuality. She's attached to the tree, to the serpent, right? To Adam and Eve, kind of the cycle of we have to continue to create the next generation, which is shown here already as the angel looking down and saying, I want to come down. Adam and Eve are that one couple that said, we're coming down and we're creating the Jewish nation, right? We want to create this next group of people that are connected to this higher consciousness, right? So the chosen ones, it is also connected to the fact that not everybody wants to come down here and then live a pure life like an angel. We are then, of course, connected to the original sin. Is not that it's connected to her. She just evokes that sexual energy in him, and they want to connect and create the next generation. But it's part of a higher consciousness. It's part of a marriage first of and all with yourself, within this light and the dark, and the light and the dark within these two. Then, of course, this is the eremite, right? The hermit that actually marriages them, because in the hermit, he is marrying them because he holds within this marriage. He holds with him the union between male and female. He doesn't need almost another person. He is happy within himself. He has found, right, the number 9 as the completion. Then also the sword, when we come into our center, and that's what you're searching for. You are Zain, the sword, the Zain, the sword that liberates her from being chained to a rock. Now here we have beautiful 2 flamingos, right, showing that they love each other forever. It's not really like that. It is, again, we're chained to an energy here. Again, very romantic, showing a man and a woman loving each other dearly, right, and being connected. So it's, of course, the lovers is that one card where everybody is, wow. Now I painted, of course, the pigeon, the king pigeon pose. It's one of the most difficult poses ever. It's so difficult for you, reaching your hands back to your foot, opening your chest, opening your hip, opening yourself to in every way there is, right? Not only in the heart, but also in your sexuality, in your own sexual understanding. That's what the hermit is. It's this tantric awareness of yourself. And then, of course, the fire coming from the lava down with this rose growing up between them. And of course, here the steam, I need to still paint the steam going up. The hexagram right up in the sky is the star. Again, a star energy, because you are bright, you're light, you are connected again to the sword, to a thought, to an energy, right? So here you are finding first and foremost the love within yourself, right? That's what this card is actually telling us. If you are born again and again, right, the court cards are a little bit different. If you're born between May 10 and June 9th, you are the classical, right, Knight of Swords, searching for the truth, becoming wings, flying, right, flying with this higher consciousness, flying over the lake, higher consciousness, being elevated. And then, of course, here again, this beautiful white horse with the white bird on his chest. And of course, you are Re, right? In the Egyptian consciousness, you are Re, and you are this searching for the truth. You are always searching for higher consciousness. Now, on your days, Gemini, the days are light, bright, also a little colder because there are no clouds, right? So it's more of the cold of the universe is coming down. It's not as protected. And we like to eat fat, oils, nuts on your day, right? We want to almost counterbalance this energy of light with heavy. And then we also like to eat you connected to the flower, right, to the leaf. I have here dried rose. And then of course you are hands and shoulders and arms, right, and they come from the heart, right? These energies come directly out from the heart. So when we do something with our hands, it's showing us we are connected, right, to our heart. We are connected to giving this love. The self-love that we have found within ourselves is the self-love that we can then give to others. It's the only way, right? Then we're, on your days, we're connected to the endocrine system, and the first card has come out, right? We're connected to the endocrine system, and the endocrine system is very much like all our hormones, right? They regulate everything in our body. Good. Let's start your reading, right? So on this has jumped out, and it's the Five of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius, right? So something going on. You, let's say, feel a little defeated, but it's in your head, it's in your mind. It's a crow, almost, right, telling you what, no, right? So I feel something has streamed down somehow. There's a stream of consciousness that wants to get to you, and you not wanting to hear this stream of consciousness, right? Even the bird, the fifth bird, is coming to you. But here's this stream of consciousness that for some reason you're not aware of, you're not connected to. And then look what came down. Hope. There's hope. There's the star card, right? There is now this awareness of like you as a star child coming down to the earth. You coming down to the earth. 5, right? The stars, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head, 2 arms, 2 legs. And it's becoming, and it's coming down. Something wants to come down and you're not listening. So the star is coming and letting you know, listen, feel this energy, right? Just have a look at this beautiful energy. She's connected to the star. So there is hope here. There is hope. and it's about you to open yourself up to it. So then you come into the Two of Pentacles, Jupiter in Capricorn. There is then a change, a harmonious change, right? You notice, okay, I'm not listening. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I give up. I let go of this. I let go of all conditionings so that I can come into an always, that's what Jupiter does. Jupiter is spinning and spinning. What was up is on the bottom. What's on the bottom is up again. So here you were like defeated. You felt something was, right, not there for you. And then you said yes to the universe, and the universe is coming down. And that's what literally this card is saying. Yes, you are now seeing that everything is coming and going and coming and going forever. That's why this is so fascinating, right? Because at first I was extremely fascinated by doing these readings. And then I got into my physicalness, through my physical body, into the, oh, I have to do this reading again and again, right? And I have to talk again about, let's say, about this card again and again. And I'm like, you know? And then I realized I'm in my mind, I'm in a consciousness that's not good for me. I need to shift and change into a higher consciousness so that I see that everything is changing. And I'm noticing now that these readings, at first I was like, well, why would I want to listen to a reading again and again? Because this day never ever exists again. This moment exists particularly the way it is in the constellation, right? That today the sun is in Aquarius and that the moon is in Gemini, exists only today, once a year. And the next year you have it again, but all the other planets around, right, Jupiter, Saturn, or such, are maybe different. So again, we have, like within the deck, when I do a reading, I never have the same reading ever twice again. Rarely I get maybe 4, right? Because I do German and English readings. Sometimes I can see that a card comes up again. Most that came up again was 3, maybe 4 times. Okay, now we have 2 cards jumping out. The 9 of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo, right? You're gaining trust because it's always changing and shifting. You're gaining trust in this cycle, in this forever, ever, ever shifting and changing energy, right? And at the same time, you feel the pain of the world because there's not really another person, unless, of course, let's see, right, there is Aquarian energy, there's an Aquarius here, but there's no other person here yet. So I feel that you feel that the people are going through a difficult time right now. People are noticing a shift in consciousness. People are noticing that we cannot continue going on and on. And the 3 of Swords is Saturn in Libra, right? And Saturn in Libra is a sorrow or a melancholy. or world pain. Either one, right? So let's see if there is a person and a major arcana coming after, or a court card. At the same time, right, you understood with this continuous change, right, that certain days you can take the fruits, but certain days you have to wait until the fruits have grown, right? You have to understand that not everything is instantly here. That's why eating now, very seasonal. I go to the market, and when I go to the market, I only get what's growing right now around here. And of course we get the oranges delivered, but I try to eat as much apples that I can, which are stored for us, right? So I can buy them. And that's the beauty, right? When you're not eating tomatoes. I'm not eating tomatoes right now. I don't feel like it even eating them. The only tomatoes I eat is the ones that I cooked in fall, when there were a lot of tomatoes in the market, and some were so soft, right? They sold them for quite cheap, and I bought them and I made a tomato sauce. That's what I eat now, because I made it myself. So this seasonal awareness is here, right? A seasonal understanding of coming and going, up and down, right and left, dark and light. The 3 is connected to the Empress. And the Empress is all about fertility, it's all about the next generation, which is in your card. The true love is between these two coming together to become this one, which is then the next generation. So something happened just recently. Aquarius entered, the sun entered into Aquarius on Wednesday, on the 19th of January, or 20th sometimes, right? So something happened there when this entered your awareness through the sun, through the ego. Nothing wants to come out. Interesting, right? So nothing wants to come out there. It came out, flying out. And yes, so there is something going on, right? The 8 is Jupiter in Gemini. This is your card. There's something bothering you. There's something blocking you. There's something saying... I will do a clarification on those two. Something not flowing. It's though all in your mind, right? So you have 3, 5, 8. And the swords in general, right? They're not positive, right? There's maybe 1 or 2, right? The only one thought is what in the end is the most beautiful. 4 is meditation, is going inwards, 6 is moving forward, is science, right? But all the swords are like, and it's because of the mind, right? We don't want to have too much thoughts, because the more thoughts you have, the more you feel bound and chained to this energy. But interesting enough, there is also a chained. She's chained to this star. See this? She's holding on to a star. Here you're holding on, and all we need to do is just literally let it go. And I always say, how do you let go? Well, how do you breathe out? Exhale. And in that exhale, imagine something leaving. And it's right, the bag has this thread, and it's almost like an infinite 8. These coins are attached on a thread. This is on a thread. There is a thread. And of course it did 3-3 now, right? Sometimes it depends how they come out. That's how I place them. But right now it feels like, and the 3 of Swords is in the center. The 8 of Swords is connected to the star. The star 1 and 7 is the number 8. Right? And so you can see that you want to connect. There is this connection to an Aquarian. Maybe that's because Aquarius can be intense. Aquarius can be intense. Maybe you have this feeling because it's underneath the Aquarius. Or maybe just because this month you noticed something not working. But here you're single. This is the single card, right? This is Venus in Virgo. This is being financially independent. So, I think untangle yourself, exhale, allow your connection to be part of an infinite cycle, because as you can see, this thread goes through her down, and it's here the continuation of the star to the universe in itself. She's sitting, she's part of this, she's giving it back, right? Okay. Reverse the 6. And the 6th reverse of the cups being stuck in the past, lamenting decisions and actions, a need to forgive others, a reminder to forgive yourself, letting people in, a need to deal with regret. Lamenting decisions and actions. This dream, something wanted to come down. In relationship, Aquarius, and then Aquarius is coming right after. So there is, in this relationship, there is an Aquarius relationship. And you are lamenting decisions and actions in this relationship. And you have to forgive yourself. And maybe you stuck in this decision. Meanwhile, you somehow realized, right, the importance of letting it go. The shift did come. You were focusing on work. You were focusing on money. Nevertheless, it came back. It's not easy to let go for you, either this Aquarian energy, right, this Aquarius, or this feeling for yourself, right, as that I am in this forever change. This is Libra, and Libra is a scale of up and down. Up and down. The more I give, the more I take, the more I can give back. So give yourself this light, right? If it's not an Aquarian, then take this light, feel yourself, right? And let go of whatever worked for you, right? Being stuck in the past or about your decisions, or to forgive yourself, right? Sometimes we bring ourselves into a place. And it's interesting because, you know, she's also in a way sitting here looking at herself, but she's upside down. Like this, we would see her upright, right? It can also come up like this, but it came up like this. So we see rather these four thoughts. And these four thoughts are also here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the other one sits here. So there's something still brooding within you, something you did. And that is making you emotionally feel like this, right? Something is shifting. Either you breaking up, right? You're ending a relationship with an Aquarius, or you yourself are on a place where you're like, okay, I am having a hard time. Okay, so now there is, it's interesting, it's right underneath. So there is the Knight of Cups, and that's a Pisces. And he's very beautiful. He's romantic. He brings flowers. Look at the horse, right? So I'm going to put this underneath. Wow, there's another person. This is, of course, attachment to sexuality, attachment to the fertile ground, right? And the fertile ground, when you are not understanding what it means, right? The devil, what does the devil really mean? It's an attachment to the first dimension, to the first chakra, to the sexual energy that is within us. And you just got to see the new energy that you want to bring into the earth. This December, something shifted in you. Now, we have here a perfect triangle, Aquarius and a Pisces, if it is a love triangle, right? But it can also just be you are realizing, you are wanting to bring hope down, right? Because it started, that you started to be in a difficult situation with an Aquarian, and you start wanting again to love, but you are attached in your love to this energy that he provided. And of course this is before, this is after, right? We have Capricorn and now we have Aquarius, so it can also be the month. And you want, though, to build new. You got the Ace, which is a beautiful energy, which is saying you want to start again, fresh, new. It's almost like this hand. You see here, the hand is saying, come. Let's build something, right? But become independent. Become independent. Okay, I need to know what the Three of Swords is all about. Why is the Three of Swords, right? First of all, the 3, the 5, and the 8 of Swords, right? They're all three are dark thoughts. There's sorrow. There is defeat. And the 8 of Swords is there's something, interference. There is something binding you, blocking you. And because of that, you, right, have a hard time of letting go. Because the search for love makes us sometimes attached to a person. The search or the attraction of a love, right, that we want so bad, we would do anything for it. We get attached, we get like a puppet. And maybe you free yourself from that. Gemini. And of course, there is hope as that new growth, as that seed that you're holding. Three, 5, 8 of Swords. Why are they here? Wow. So, yes, a relationship, a soulmate relationship, but also the 2 of Cups is you. As the 2, you find your relationship, your soulmate within you. Don't look for anybody outside to fulfill that. Never. You are your, and there's crying. Crying. You're crying. Deeply inside you're crying. You're sad. You hurt. Because this is the deception that we think the other person is a soulmate. But the soulmate is within you. It is always first and foremost to find within you this oneness. Okay, now I want to see what's at the bottom of this deck. New thinking, wonderful, 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 you get it. And at the bottom of this deck, Queen of Water, another court card. You have 2 court cards, you have a Pisces and you have a Cancer. But there is healing coming in this quest for love, in the search for love. There is healing because she is the ultimate healer always, right? Or in June, you will be fine. But most of all, what's really beautiful is that you go down, right? From 3, 5, 8, you go down to 1. And you are learning in this healing to listen to your emotions, to connect to your emotions, to your feelings. And look what's looking underneath here. Then, and this is so crazy, in the other reading, this was the first card that came out. In this reading, it's the last card that's coming out. It's almost like, this is crazy. If you do understand German, watch the other reading. But here we see that then there is a cycle has ended of being in a painful situation. It's almost like this started the other reading and I can see maybe what happened before, right? It's almost like it's an infinite connection happening between the German and the English reading. It's almost like it's teaching me to look beyond, right? Not to be fixed in one. It's, wow, right? And it's the 3, the card number 3 and the 3. So I leave that here because then you free yourself and you are in a new cycle. You go to a new cycle of healed. You're healed in this new cycle. You are again aware of yourself because you listened, right? You listened to that you within have the love. You understand here is that this love is coming always down, right? This is very clear within us. We need to find the 2 different dimensions, the space and the earth. And then there's water and there is fire, right? So these are the 4 elements. They're constantly playing with us. And it's because you thought this was maybe a soulmate, but you got to not lose yourself ever in this soulmate energy. Because you, within you is the thought, within you is the protection of the fertile energy of this world, right? You create within you this awareness. Never wait for someone else to do it for you. Wow, beautiful, right? So this is healing. Healing, and in the next round, you are truly going to be with yourself, emotionally happy with yourself, right? You are healing this thought that you have a soulmate and you need to hold on and you need to push it and force it. Don't, right? If it gives you this and it gives you this, it's not. Of course, it's a soulmate that teaches you lessons, but if you cannot handle the lessons, you gotta get out of it and you got to find yourself again. Don't lose yourself ever in this soulmate. These 2 fish are these 2, right? Go here. Go to the rose. Go into your center. That's it. That's the message. Well, Happy New Year, if I haven't wished you a Happy New Year yet, right? So, and I see you again in the next month when we have Pisces, right? When we have the Sun in Pisces and the Moon, of course, in Gemini. Thank you for watching. Namaste.